earlier this week, some news came out that was truly devastating about soccer. This would truly be the game is gone, and that is Gianni Infantino looking to take in private equity money into FIFA. A non-profit company was looking to take in private equity. That's absolutely insane. You're already not money hungry enough by expanding the World Cup once. You're talking about expanding it to 64 teams. And why are you talking about expanding to 64 teams? Just for more money? That's all Infantino thinks about is money, money, money. And that's why this is the straw that's breaking the camel's back in the football community. Looking to sell off a part of your non-profit that runs FIFA for about $4.2 billion, 3.1 billion euros, a stake valued at up to $20 billion, 15 billion euros to a private equity company. That's just absolutely insane. That is the true definition of the game's gone. Now, why is he doing this? What's his selling point to everyone? Well, he's saying that the member nations, all 211 member nations, will be able to take up to, I believe it was $40 million, 30 million euros to invest into their federation, help develop like their grassroots systems, things like that, which sounds great on paper, but you think they're really going to be seeing that money? What do you think he's really going to be doing with this money that he's bringing in? A non-profit president is looking to bring in private equity. That's just absolutely insane. And what's the real reason behind all this? Money. The same motivating factor for anything in life, right? Money, money, money. Do you want to have money or do you want to have more money? Because right now, Infantino and FIFA have a lot of money. We're coming off the most profitable World Cup. $12 billion from the past World Cup in America. Why is that? Because, not to toot my own American horn, we have one of the biggest markets in the world, if not the biggest market, right? Which gives you the opportunity to charge outrageous prices for games where the tickets should be you shouldn't be outpricing the everyday fan. Right? People are putting out mortgages, taking out loans to go to that World Cup. And you brought in $12 billion. And what do you do not even a month after it's gone? You look for more money. More money. The greed is just on a complete outrageous level with Infantino. And again, like FIFA does not have a spotless history of being not corrupt. Right, the guy Infantino replaced, Sepp Blatter, he had those bribery accusations and everything, which made him step away. He's looking like a good guy now, right? He's looking like, hey, maybe we should go back to him compared to Infantino. Now, my history on this is still a little iffy on if it was Infantino or Blatter, but like the Russia and Qatar World Cups, accepting those bribes, right? His corruption goes way back. This past World Cup, the absolute insane story about Balogun's red card getting reversed, which again, as an American, shouldn't have been a red card. Happy it got reversed. Not happy that we lost, but the fact that we lost meant that people couldn't have just been like, oh, Trump put his foot on the neck of FIFA and it's like, hey, you better get this overturned. But they have a disciplinary committee, which Infantino said that would be looking over the red card, which I believe was the first time in the World Cup history that they're looking to reverse a decision that was made in the tournament. They have 18 members on that disciplinary committee, and only one of them made the decision. And who was the one? It was the president of the disciplinary committee, or the chair of the disciplinary committee, right? One guy made that decision. And it's just FIFA stepping on themselves, just being more greedy and greedy and greedy. They were already greedy when they expanded the World Cup to 48 teams, which I know a lot of people didn't like initially. I think the 48-team World Cup actually proved to be very good, right? We got the teams like Cape Verde. A lot of those African teams, they had 10 qualify, 9 made it to the knockouts. That's a great story. Going to 64 teams, why is he putting it out there that he wants to go to 64 teams? Well, he saw the success of 48. He's like, oh, what's 12 more, right? Is that 12 more? No, 16 more. Wow. 16 more teams. And what's the reason behind it? Not to give more teams the opportunity to make the World Cup, because you want more money. Coming off the most profitable World Cup where you just expanded, it's just because you want more money. It's the same thing with the college football playoff. They don't want to expand for more inclusion to other teams. They want to expand for more money. That's all everything comes down to, is more money, more money, more money. But thankfully, Infantino gave like a deadline of September 19th to the federations to make the decision about it. And UEFA came back the next day and they're like, no, all of our member nations, we are unanimously agreeing not to participate in FIFA if this investment is taken. And I have their quotes pulled up here, which I'm going to read for you guys. So this is the statement that UEFA put out. UEFA and its 55 member associations stand as one. We unanimously and unequivocally reject FIFA's proposal to transfer ownership interests in the World Cup and other FIFA competitions to private investors. The World Cup cannot be treated as an investment product. It is one of football's greatest sporting legacies. It has been built over generations by players, national teams, and supporters across the continent. No part of it should ever be surrendered to private investors. The World Cup is not for sale. It is both irresponsible and indefensible that a proposal of such significance for football was conceived in secret and brought to the brink of approval without any meaningful consultation of those entrusted with stewarding the game. This is not merely a profound failure of leadership. This is an abduction of FIFA's duty as the custodian of world football. National associations around the world are now presented with an ultimatum: accept the irreversible capture of football's greatest competition or bear the consequences. This is not a democratic decision, but governance by intimidation. An act of coercion unworthy of institutions entrusted with a stewardship of the global game. But our opposition goes far beyond process. The moment external investors acquire ownership of FIFA competitions, football is changed forever. Commercial returns become a permanent obligation. Investor expectations become a daily pressure. From that moment onwards, every decision on the international calendar, every decision on competition formats, and every decision shaping the future of football is no longer driven by what best serves the game, but by what best serves the shareholders. This model has no place in world football. Football's future cannot be dictated by the expectations of those whose first duty is to maximize financial return. Nor can the interests of national associations, leagues, clubs, players, and supporters become subordinate to the investors' returns. Football cannot mortgage its future for financial gain. Europe's position is clear. We will never lend this model our legitimacy. No one has the moral authority to sell what they merely hold in trust for the next generation. As a result of today's decision, no UEFA national teams will participate in any FIFA competitions for as long as these proposals remain alive, unless this proposal has been abandoned in its entirety and binding assurances have been given that FIFA will never again open its governance or competitions to private ownership. Nobody should be in any doubt. UEFA and its national associations will oppose these plans with absolute determination. There are moments when institutions are judged not by what they are prepared to accept, but by what they refuse to compromise. This is one of those moments. Some things are simply too important to sell. The FIFA World Cup belongs to football. It always has, and as long as Europe has a voice, it will never be for sale. That is a powerful statement by UEFA. That is so strongly against this, which, if you don't have Europe, do you really have a World Cup? Where has a majority of the World Cup champions come from? Europe. You have a Women's World Cup next year. Know what nations won't be in there? Any European nations. Now, at the time of the recording, only one other confederation has come out and said they are rejecting the proposal, and surprisingly, if I'm being honest, it was CONCACAF. CONCACAF came out and released a statement that its 41 members are rejecting this proposal as well. CONCACAF is a federation united by the love of our game, where football comes first. Guided by this philosophy, over the past 10 years, we have built from the ground up an organization founded on service, transparent governance, and a long-term stewardship of football. History has shown FIFA and the football family what happens when the custodians of the game lose sight of these values. With that in mind, CONCACAF today convened a meeting with the presidents of the 41 member associations, together with the president, council members, and its FIFA council members, to discuss a proposal developed and presented by the FIFA president establish the FIFA Forward enterprise and sell its interest in the FIFA World Cup to private investors. During this meeting, the membership expressed deep concerns about the lack of due process surrounding the proposal, the artificial short deadline proposed, and the absence of any review or approval by the relevant FIFA governance bodies. In addition, the need for private equity investments to fund new and existing FIFA Forward programs following the most profitable FIFA World Cup in history was questioned. The most profitable FIFA World Cup in history, and you're still asking for more money. That was a little bit of my editorial. The discussion reinforced the need for greater transparency and proper governance. For these reasons, CONCACAF and its 41 member associations have rejected the proposal. That is in bold on their statement here. Tasked their FIFA council members with engaging FIFA to determine how existing vast FIFA reserves could be used to increase FIFA Forward funding for football development across our region, and tasked FIFA council members with instructing the FIFA president to ensure that any matters follows the proper governance process via staff and FIFA council in accordance with the FIFA statutes. Through these actions, CONCACAF reaffirms that football's future and its greatest asset must remain in the hands of our football family. So Infantino's already see this backfire on him. You have two federations coming out saying that we are not participating in this. You did this behind our back. We do not want to be a part of this. UEFA and FIFA had a beef, it seems like, for a while now, right? FIFA started the Club World Cup after seeing the success of the Champions League, and they're like, hey, let's try to do that. UEFA, I think right now, kind of has a leg to stand on and be like, hey, we're going to start our own World Cup. You already have CONCACAF going for you. If you have CONCACAF CONCABOL, South America, right? If they decide to come with them, UEFA, you're taking all the teams that have won the World Cup ever. Those two continents are the only continents that have ever won a World Cup. If you take both of them, what is FIFA going to have? Nothing. So UEFA could start its own World Cup. If no other federations follow and they stay with FIFA, you're basically participating in the NIT tournament. That's what it's going to be, an NIT tournament of World Cup. If you have CONCACAF, UEFA, CONCABOL, if they're all joining, just hand the trophy to Morocco. They'll probably win it every year, but they're basically winning an NIT tournament. Infantino is pushing his luck, and this might be the straw that officially breaks FIFA's back. And I just want to commend, at the time of this recording, other federations could come out, but UEFA taking that first step, being the one to say, no, we are backing away from this. CONCACAF joining in not shortly afterwards, right? I'm waiting for the other federations to do it, but this is the definition of greed by Gianni Infantino, and it would have been the game is gone, but it looks like the federations are not going to allow that to happen. They're going to try to preserve the beautiful game.